and welcome back to Saturday Morning Savage. We've got another great day of football on BT, culminating in Brighton against Tottenham, live from the Amex. And we're all back for The Score, and this is Who's Watching What. Manchester United are at home to Wolves. Chris Sutton will be on that game. Will it be 2 defeats in a week for Pep Guardiola? Cardiff play Manchester City, and Michael Owen will be watching that one. Southampton have the tough task of trying to stop Liverpool. That's Franny Benali's game. Emil Heskey has Leicester against Huddersfield. Rachel Brown-Finnis will be watching Burnley against Bournemouth. And finally, Dean Saunders will be watching Crystal Palace against Newcastle. But before all of that, and coming up next on 1HD Live, National League football from Eastleigh, and your host will be the lovely Matt Smith.
Morning, Jules. Morning, campers. As you can see, I'm in the thick of it here in the Eastleigh dressing room at the Silver Lake Stadium down in deepest Hampshire. Bit damp outside, but it's nice and cosy in here. It's not quite smell-o-vision, but there's an aroma of eau sauvage. Robbie Savage, I'm sure, will know exactly what I mean. We're on air with Eastleigh against Dagenham and Redbridge at 12:15. Look forward to your company.
Thanks, Matt. Right, the big debate. Let's talk tackling and intimidation. Let's start with Wilfried Zaha. Dino, should he have said what he said after the game last week?
No. Should have said the complete opposite.
Why?
Because it's a weakness. Why would he tell anybody that? Why would he say that you...
He's had enough.
Had enough of what?
Mate,
we all get tackled.
Being kicked.
It's a compliment.
He couldn't have said that 30 years ago. 25 years ago, because he would have been targeted. I think it was a smart move from him. I really do, because I think that he's brought it to the attention now of the whole world and the officials, and he has been targeted this season. But I wonder whether there's whether it's a spillover, because he did dive a lot last season. That's happened. He hasn't dived this season, to his credit. But the referee...
When you say dive, I'm not sure he dived.
Well, he did dive last season, Rob. Let's get it right. This season he hasn't.
I don't think there's any conclusion of him diving.
Well,
going down, exaggerating a fall, possibly. Not. I don't think he...
Do you know what he should have said? He should have said, I'm glad people are trying to kick me. It's a compliment. Bring it on. You can't hurt me. I'll just get back up and get on with it. You ain't intimidating me.
But there's been some very harsh decisions which have...
Well, are you saying the referees are cheating then?
I'm not saying the referees... I'm not saying the referees are cheating. I'm saying they're not doing their job as they should do it. He has been targeted
just for
this
him.
season, and well, I'm not saying it's not just for him.
After this, will he be targeted
Some of the
more?
challenges have been a disgrace on him this season.
Yeah, are you saying it's
I'm
just
saying the
him,
referees do your job.
Everybody's. Surely the referees aren't treating him any different
He's
to anybody
had
else.
special treatment this year.
I'm going to sit in between them.
So the referees are cheating?
I'm not saying the referees are cheating. They're not doing the job properly. So you're
Right. Well, like Michael, obviously, would you have done what Zaha done? Because you were targeted at times. Not at all.
Everyone gets targeted. He's a special player. Do you think that in a team meeting before any game, before Barcelona play, do you think they'd start talking about the right back? I mean, how do we stop Messi? How do we stop Ronaldo? How do we stop Zaha? Because he is that important to Crystal Palace. So, of course, you're going to have to stop him. So, of course there's going to be people marking him closer. He's a dribbler. He's naturally going to get fouled more often. But I'm with Dean. I would never, ever have said...
It's a different era now, so people express themselves and they tell things a little bit different. If you ever said something like that, you probably wouldn't play again. But now you're allowed to say these things and express it. I just think that now people are going to be probably targeting him even more. I know for a fact you would have targeted him more.
You're playing for Newcastle today in the dressing room. You're in the dressing room today.
Yeah.
And Zaha's playing for Palace. What are you thinking? What are you going to do to him?
Going to wind him up.
There you go. So why has he done it?
Yeah.
He's shown weakness. He's shown a weakness.
But in the old days it was give him one, the first one.
Yeah.
Go in and crunch him. You can't do that nowadays. So all he's asking is for the referees to do their job properly.
So, have you got any stories about intimidation? Anybody tried to intimidate you, Michael?
Well, I mean, in your career, you get man-marked occasionally, you get double-teamed occasionally. Verbally, pretty rare. I remember Stuart Pearce saying a few things one day before I played him, but he was that type of... But really...
What sort of things?
A few broken bones and things like that I'm going to get, but that's like... It's quite rare, but, you are targeted. If you're a striker or a winger that's going to, could score goals or whatever, of course, people need to stop you. That's life.
How about you?
Martin Kieran pinched me. I said, what are you doing that for,
Pinched me
Martin?
as well.
He said, there's plenty more of that to come. Oh, really worried, Martin. But no, I mean, if someone tackled you, you'd go in harder next time, wouldn't you? I've thrown elbows. People have elbowed me. That's the game.
Should you react? So we've seen instances of Costa, spitting, reacting. We've seen Zidane reacting in a World Cup final. And Zaha's reacted because he can't take no more. So should you react?
He's not reacted on the pitch.
No, he's
reacted off the pitch. What if everybody said that? Stop kicking me. Stop kicking me. It's wrong. What if everybody said it? We all got targeted, right? Tony Adams, Martin Keown, Steve Bold, Jerry Taggart. They would all go straight through the backs of your legs when we played the first chance they got, because the manager used to say, "Let him know you're there." But you had to ride the tackles. You had to get on with it. Get up off the floor. Don't ever show them they've hurt you. Ever.
It's a different era, Dean.
Yeah, but if it's a different era, then why is Zaha moaning? Because if you're not allowed to tackle anymore, what's he moaning at?
Because in our era when we started, defenders were allowed to get away with that one. The first one.
Do you think Hazard don't get tackled?
You're not nowadays.
Is Hazard not getting tackled? Are you not allowed to tackle Zaha anymore?
That's conflicting what you're saying. If you're saying he's just asking for a bit more protection, players have never been protected as well as ever in the history of the game as they are.
But he is
nowadays.
being targeted, hence why he's come out and made that remark.
Players like that, the whole rules are changed to protect players like the Messis, like dribblers, entertainment players.
Here's a question then. So you talk about the dribblers, Alexis Sanchez, Mane, Sterling, Hazard. Zaha, every time Zaha gets the ball now, wherever he plays, he gets booed and there'll be crowd motioning the diving action. Yet, the challenges he goes down in is always a bit of a contact. So why does he get targeted? Is he a great player? So the great players will get booed.
Because he rarely passes it.
What?
I mean, he's always dribble. That's his game.
Game in, game out.
Well, I'm going to defend him on the diving situation because I'm contradicting myself. This is what I'd say to him. You've got to get out the way. So when people are trying to kick you, you're that quick. No, you're that quick, and you're nudging the ball. And it's to his credit, they miss time tackles on him and get his ankles or whatever because he's that good. And I would say to him, you've got to ride them tackles. Don't be planting your feet when you're running with people. So sometimes the tackle doesn't come in and he looks like he's dived.
So show us. You were showing us earlier. Get up and show us what you mean. So let's show us.
So I'm running with the ball and my feet are quicker than yours because strikers are normally quicker than defenders or midfield players. So he's running with the ball and he's that quick that you go to stick your leg in.
Yeah.
And last minute you change your mind.
Yeah.
I'm thinking there's an ankle cracker coming in here, so I try and ride it, and then you pull your leg out the way and it looks as if I've dived.
Yeah.
So I'm going to defend him on that one a little bit, but stop moaning that people are targeting you, because they're not. They're not targeting him. He's just that good.
They are targeting him.
What, you think people are purposely going out and kicking him?
What's
the referee there for, and what are the rules
changed for? He's the best player in their
for?
side, so he's the one that's going to be dribbling. He's the one that's going to be starting off their attacks.
It's just a natural happening. But people aren't going in saying, right, we've got to go and try to break his legs today.
Do you mean they're actually saying before the game, let's kick Zaha?
Not kicking, but he's their main danger man. Yeah, he's their danger man.
What would you do, Rob? What would you do if you played against Wilf Zaha?
If I was Emile knows. If I was playing now against Wilf Zaha, I would say Emile or the manager would probably say, Sav, go and
wind him up.
Leave one on him early, wind him up.
But you know, in this day and age, you can't do that.
Yeah, but
he never really was one of those ones who smash you and try and injure you. It's just a wind-up motion.
Yeah.
But you're talking about chat. You're talking about chatting, aren't you?
No, it's true.
Yeah. You're talking about, but that's different to topping, isn't it?
I would never top somebody. Never top somebody. I've never topped anybody in my life. I would never go in intending to hurt somebody. I got let there late 89 times, but I would.
Rob,
you never intended to hurt somebody.
Never, ever. No.
In football, at every level of football, even Sunday League, right? There'll be players now listening who play Sunday League football. They've got a player in their team that doesn't like getting kicked, goes missing. So you test him. You say, go on, let's see if you... Some of them don't want to play. Right,
listen, I'd love to carry on the debate, but we got more of that in score later. Jules, there's a bit on social media about it.
There is, Robbie. We will be continuing this debate on BT Sports Score later from 2:45, so make sure you join us then. But just a quick reaction to the debate they've just had there. Connor Spence says, I actually agree with Chris Sutton on the Zaha intimidation thing. It was a smart move by Wilf. He gets kicked up and down the park every week, so he does have the right to react. He's not getting protected by the referees. Some of the tackles are a disgrace. #SaturdaySav or #BT Sports Score if you want to get involved. But right now, it's time for our weekly game of Two Touch. And so far, Robbie's losing the series by 5-4. Last week, Glenn Hoddle was brilliant, wasn't he? He beat you, but you did overcome our special guest, Phil Murphy. So this week, welcome Joe Baston to the show.
Joe! Go on, Joe!
So, you sent a video in to Robbie, personally on Twitter, and Robbie has chosen you to challenge him this week. You guys can do the same. Just tweet Robbie and send in your videos of yourself playing two-touch. So, let's take it away. Let's see if you can beat Robbie.
Come on, Joe. Go on, Joe. Go back, Joe. Go back. You serve, Joe. Hey, ref.
I'm ready.
Hey. Go on, Joe. Oh. Go on, Joe. Oh! No, you could have got that. 1-0.
Point to Robbie.
That's a bad set.
I think that was a bad first throw.
No,
let's do
that's
1-1.
That's 1-1. Joe, that's 1-1, Jules. 1-1. Go on, Joe. Go on. 2-1, Joe. 2-1 to Joe.
2-1 to Joe.
Come on, Rob, you got to play, Rob. Good, this is 2. Yeah, Joe! Love it, Joe! Well done, Joe! Brilliant, Joe! Move your legs!
Joe, we're going to play. To beat Robbie.
Oh, Joe!
I can clearly see
He's upset. He's hurt.
to actually try and beat me, and obviously didn't.
Right, let's play again.
Let's
This
play
time
again.
we've got Emil.
Emil, you're on.
To take on Joe, aren't you?
That's ridiculous.
Right, Emil and Joe, let's do it.
Go on, Emil.
Joe.
Go on, Joe.
Get the ball.
Go on.
What's happened? Emil, Joe's targeting it.
Joe could beat 2 football
Go on, Joe.
legends today.
Oh, yes, Joe. No,
That's Emil's point.
No, that's Joe's point.
No, that's Emil's point. 1-0.
Go on, Joe. That's 3 touches.
2 to Emil.
He tills.
2-1 to Emil.
That was ridiculous. Go on, Joe.
I don't think Joe was ready there. Let's
Go on,
carry on
Emil.
anyway.
Oh, he's playing with the hand behind his back. He's playing with one hand behind his back. Go on, Joe. Go on, Emil. Go on, Emil. Go on, Emil. Oh, Emil.
Point to Joe, and Joe's doing that with one hand, by the way. Don't worry about your mic, Joe.
And skin
Come on,
tight.
Joe.
Yeah.
Chop one of your legs off, Joe.
Winner takes it all.
Go on, Emil. Oh, good. That's Joe. Yes, Emil. Oh, he's got Emil. Oh, he didn't got that.
I give that point to Emil.
Oh, no.
Joe's won it.
Oh,
That's it.
That's it. This week. We'll be back next week at 11:30 with more of the same. Thanks for watching.
Yeah, we got live football next from the National League as Eastleigh take on Dagenham and Redbridge. We're back with the score. All of us will be there, and that's immediately followed by the Seagulls against Tottenham at Fortress Amex. We'll see you guys a little bit later.
Bad luck, Rob. Bad luck.
What a journey it's been from the Goldstone ground to the Whitdean and finally here to the Amex in the Premier League.